Coming up on DITV, the University of Iowa is in the fast lane towards the future.
And later, how one student organization is making the university a more welcoming place for all students.
Today we'll hear from Daily Iowan pregame editor Adam Hensley about the Cyhawk game.
And stay tuned for more in sports.
Time to wave away the storm clouds and rain. Sunny days are coming up. Stick around for this weekend's forecast.
All that and more coming up on this Thursday morning edition of DITV.
Don't go anywhere, DITV starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Bo Bowman.
And I'm Mackenzie Cooper.
In a Senate Judiciary Committee meeting this Tuesday, a hearing for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh fell outside the norm. For more on just what happened, we have Daily Iowan reporter Emily Wangen in the newsroom to learn more. Emily?
Good morning.
Can you briefly describe the scenario and what exactly happened?
Yeah, so as you said, the Senate Judiciary Committee, chaired by Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, began its second day of its confirmation hearing for Judge Kavanaugh. And even before the hearing began, there's been calls from Democrat senators to delay the hearing and criticism about the lack of documents made available to the committee.
Now, Emily, how exactly did the public respond to this?
So there's been kind of a mixed reaction from the public. At the hearing itself, there's been a lot of protesters, and yeah.
And what would delaying this hearing mean for the Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh?
Well, I don't know. The Supreme Court will get back in session soon, and if there isn't another justice on the bench, there would be an open seat still.
And what does that mean for the Supreme Court? Are they allowed to continue business as usual with an open seat, or do they have to wait until the seat's filled?
No, they will start as usual.
Okay. Live in the newsroom, Emily Wangen, thank you.
The University of Iowa is working to make textbooks easier to get for each and every Hawkeye. The school is aiming to integrate electronic textbooks directly into the Iowa Courses online system, calling it Icon Direct. Icon is currently the online home for course discussions, assignments, and other materials. University IT Services is working with Unison, a nonprofit who has helped students save $500,000 on textbook purchases and rentals. The Iowa Student Government Senate voted on a resolution to support Icon Direct. With state elections right around the corner, the University of Iowa is offering students the opportunity to let out their inner pollster. The Department of Political Science is offering a class where students will draft questions and poll the public. Class instructor Yayu Yo said, quote, "What makes this class different is that we let students do the real stuff." End quote. In October, the data write press releases and predict outcomes of elections. Previous sections of this class have had the results featured in Newsweek, Time, and the Washington Post.
The University of Iowa's American Society for Mechanical Engineers Solar Car Competition team held their first meeting on Tuesday. The university's team is motivated and ready to get down to work to make their car the best. DITV reporter John Chenoweth has the story.
The American Society for Mechanical Engineers Solar Car team had their first meeting on Tuesday at the Siemens Center. The leaders of the Solar Car team called the meeting to recruit members to join the team. At the meeting, the members went over team goals and brief introductions for those in leadership positions. They then split up the possible recruits into small groups reflecting the interests of the individual recruit and how they wanted to contribute to the project. After the introduction meeting, I walked over with the ASME leadership to the chemistry building. I was given an exclusive look at the bare bones of the solar car. I then had the opportunity to speak with two of the members. This is what they had to say.
We want to get all majors, from mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, to business and marketing majors, all in one group to make a solar car. Okay, so once we get to the American Solar Car Challenge, first step is to check into the Grand Prix, and that's just kind of a check to see like safety, is everything there. You go up and do multiple obstacles and make sure your car is actually stable to go on the road. And then if you pass that part, then you go and actually do the challenge.
This is the first time that the University of Iowa is having a team compete in the American Solar Car Challenge. In preparation for that, we're doing the Iowa 99, where we're going to take our solar car across all 99 counties of Iowa.
I'm John Chenoweth reporting live at the Siemens Center for DITV News.
On Wednesday, a small fire broke out in Trowbridge Hall, originating from lab equipment and burning nearby combustibles. 17 fire personnel responded to the fire, which caused no injuries and minor damage to the building. The building was evacuated and the fire stopped with a fire extinguisher.
Well, Kenzie, yesterday we saw flash floods. I mean, I even got that warning on your phone. That's when you know it's bad.
Yeah, when everybody's phone blows up in class because it's like buzzing. Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't see any rain for this weekend because it is the big Cy-Hawk rivalry game. So let's toss it over to Dylan in the weather studio to find out more.
Thank you, Bo and Mackenzie. I gotta say, after growing up in sunny Los Angeles, I was not ready for all that rain we saw yesterday here on campus. This morning, we were at 65 degrees with mostly cloudy and a 30% chance of showers coming soon at 9 and 10 a.m. As we head into tonight, you will not need those raincoats as it will be just mostly cloudy with a temperature of 71 degrees. Moving into our 5-day extended forecast, tomorrow we are again mostly cloudy with a high of 70 degrees and a low of 56 with only a 20% chance of rain. Then, as we all know, Saturday means game day for the Hawks, and luckily there will be only a 20% chance of rain, so leave those yellow ponchos at home. The temperature has a high of 70 and a low of 55 with mostly cloudy skies. After hopefully a big Hawkeye win on Saturday, Sunday brings mostly sunny skies with a high of 73 and a low of 53 at night with only a 10% chance of showers. The sun will finally come out on Monday for class to start, and there will be a high of 77 and a low of 56 with a low chance of rain. Finally, as we end our extended forecast, Tuesday's weather shows sunny skies again with an even hotter high of 79 and a low of 60 degrees. Well, that's all I have for you today with regards to weather. Let's keep on hoping for a Saturday with no rain as the Hawkeyes swarm Kinnick. Bo and Mackenzie, back to you guys.
Thanks, Dylan. Well, we are seeing lots of local concerts ready. I know Lee Bryce is going to be here tomorrow.
That's right. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's toss it over to Kaylin Cluck in the newsroom with more of what we can expect to see this month. Kaylin?
Yes, happy September, Iowa City. We've got plenty of exciting acts coming our way to town this month. And so that being said, here are my top 5 picks for September concerts to look forward to. On September 10th, Dessa will take over Englert Theater. The rapper, singer, and spoken word artist released her 3rd album, Chime, this year to huge critical acclaim. Her genre-bending sound is quickly making her one of the most unique artists on the rise. In my footsteps. On a different note, Grammy Award-winning bluegrass band Steep Canyon Rangers are coming to Hancher Auditorium on September 14th. They become known for their collaborations with comedian Steve Martin. The best part about this outdoor concert, however, is that it will be free to the public. But if you're also into dreamy California indie rock, head to Gabe's on September 15th. Rooney, a 5-piece band from Los Angeles, is taking the stage. Their modern take on classic beach pop has been charming listeners since the early 2000s. Then, on the 19th, the Mill will host one of its most anticipated concerts of the year. Michelle Zauner, better known by the name of Japanese Breakfast, is coming to town. Her second studio album, Soft Sounds from Another Planet, is loved by critics and fans of experimental, lush pop alike. The very next day, on the 20th, the Mill will host a different but equally exciting act. Minnesota native Caroline Smith recently renamed her act Your Smith and released an EP of catchy new indie pop over the summer. She's ready to leave Iowa City grooving to the beat. And of course, this is just a tiny but very exciting sample of all the cool acts we've got headed our way. And the best news is that this is only for the month of September alone. And that's it for me, guys. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Kaylin. The University of Iowa is becoming an easier place to call home. The nonprofit Students Care, run by 3 university students, aims to connect students living with disabilities with volunteers to improve their college experience and provide personal care. The donation-driven business was founded last year in October after founder Michael Penniman found local providers couldn't provide sufficient care. Currently, Students Care offers support for 4 University of Iowa and Kirkwood students.
Late next week, Hurricane Florence may hit the east coast of the United States. The Category 3 storm will follow Hurricane Gordon, which touched down in the southern United States Wednesday. Hurricane Gordon has been the source of all the rain we've been seeing here in the Midwest. Now, hopefully that rain doesn't continue on to Saturday for this Cyhawk game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we won't have to worry about hurricanes, but we do have to worry about cyclones. So let's toss it over to the sports studio to see what we can expect for this weekend's game. Guys?
Yeah, thanks, guys. We're only 2 days away from the big Cyhawk game. How excited are you?
Oh, I am so pumped to see that Cyhawk trophy stay in Iowa City after that game, but we'll get to that in a minute. The Iowa field hockey team not only comes from all over America, but all over the world. Alexis Gore takes an inside look at the members of this year's team and tells us a little bit more about their background stories.
4,250. 9,500 miles.
7 girls on the field hockey roster from out of the country. There's a reason why they came so far to play a sport they love.
The ability to do school and sport at the same time, and really try your hardest at both. Back home it's either you choose one or the other, and it's a bit unfortunate, but here you have so many opportunities.
They chose Iowa City to become their new home for many different reasons.
Because I really like the team and the coaching staff. It's a beautiful place to live, and I don't know, it just had a good vibe, I suppose.
Because of the family feeling I felt when I was talking to the coaches and everything. And they also really help push the students to do our best and on the field and off the field in the classroom.
The girls might be far from home, but they still have their own sayings they carried with them here.
Cheers, and everyone thinks that's really weird, but everyone's starting to say it, which is awesome.
The thing is, I say proper a lot, so like I say that's a proper bottle, that's a proper, doesn't mean like disciplined or like high up there, it means just like that's the right one.
Reporting for Iowa Field Hockey, this has been Alexis Gore with DITV Sports.
The team will be heading out to New Hampshire for a matchup with Providence College this upcoming weekend. And while we're just 2 days away from the annual Cyhawk game, and to learn more about what to expect this weekend, we have more with Daily Iowan pregame editor Adam Hensley, standing by live in the newsroom.
Yeah, Adam, what did you see last week that concerns you heading into the Iowa State game?
Yeah, so my main concern heading into the Iowa State game would definitely have to be with the offense. Early on against Northern Illinois last week, the Hawkeyes got off to a pretty slow start with drops and penalties, and quite frankly, that just can't happen against Iowa State. The Cyclones have one of the best defenses in the Big 12, and they have 2 of the best corners in the game in Brian Peavy and DeAndre Payne. So Iowa's offense needs to be on its A game when Iowa State comes to town next week.
Yeah, Adam, Iowa State had their first game of the season canceled due to weather. So how is Iowa dealing without any film to prepare for the game this weekend?
So film is a huge part of preparation on game weeks. For instance, Iowa safety Jake Gervais said that as a group, they spend about 10 hours a week, and then he's responsible for an additional 10 to 12 hours on his own on an iPad. So what little film that Iowa has on Iowa State from its first game that got rained out, you can essentially throw that out. That's worthless. So the Hawkeyes are going back to 2017 and looking at film specifically from the Iowa State game last year, as well as Iowa State's games from the rest of the season.
All right, let's hope that works for him. Thanks so much for joining us, Adam. Once again, that was Adam Hensley live in the newsroom.
And that's all we have for you in the sports studio this morning.
That's all we have on this Thursday morning edition of DITV. For DITV, I'm Bo Bowman.
And I'm Mackenzie Cooper. Have a great day, Iowa City.